What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for my weekly review for this week's episode of the marathon I'm doing of the Walking Dead Telltale Game series reviews, since, of course, I'm not caught up on the series. This one is going to be on the Telltale Walking Dead game Season 2, Episode 3 now, which is called In Harm's Way. Okay, guys, so this one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of the Walking Dead Telltale Game series. This is Season 2, Episode 3, which is called In Harm's Way. So, really awesome episode again this week. Of course, every week we cover an episode of this Walking Dead Telltale Game series. This is Episode 3 now, which is called In Harm's Way. So, man, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought there were a lot of things that really, that really just stood out to me as really important scenes, not only for this episode, but for the story kind of going forward. And I think this episode was really good. Now, there were a lot of crazy moments in this episode, and I definitely want to get into that. So, of course, spoiler warning, I guess, if you haven't seen up to this episode, which is, of course, the Walking Dead Telltale Game series, Season 2, Episode 3. Now, starting it off, of course, now this episode basically is a lot about kind of the group trying to get away from Carver, and trying to get away from kind of his group and kind of being almost servants to him or working for him, that type of deal. And I really like how they kind of explore the whole idea of, like, no matter what they do, they can't get away from him. And that's the one thing I really like in this episode, is that no matter what strategy they try, no matter how sneaky Clementine is, or no matter how anything they do, they always fail, it seems like. And not only that, but as a result, which is definitely one of the crazier parts of the episode for me, let's not delay it any further, is the part where Kenny actually loses his eye. Now, that is something I really was shocked about. Now, I didn't actually think we were going to see that happen. I thought something else would happen. Maybe they would kill somebody. I didn't actually think that something would happen to Kenny and that his eye would be gone completely. So that's actually kind of crazy, and I am very much looking forward to seeing how he functions with just one eye. And, I mean, he survived, so there is that. But, I mean, that's crazy right there. So, as soon as Carver did that, I was like, okay, this dude needs to die. Because you guys know, Clementine's my favorite, and then after that, I'd probably say Kenny. The rest of the characters in this group, I haven't cared much for. But, Kenny and Clementine, those two, if anything happens to those two, it will seriously hurt the show. And, at least in my personal opinion. Now, in terms of kind of seeing him beaten down like that, seeing him lose the eye and stuff, I thought it was really crazy. And the other thing is, as well, is that we do get to see in this episode, Clementine kind of sneak through and get the two walkies and stuff like that. Now, like I said, they get caught, so it's definitely a little bit of a struggle. Now, the other part of the episode that we also get to see is Sarah. Now, Sarah, for me, just drove me crazy in this episode. Sarah, for me, is like the Beth of this show. Like, she just doesn't shut up. She's so annoying. And honestly, Sarah, it really is an annoying character at this point. Sarah is my least favorite character in the Walking Dead series right now, the Walking Dead Telltale Game series right now. Does anybody else feel the same way? I'd like to hear that in the comment section below, But Sarah just pissed me off in this episode, honestly. I can't stand how they're writing her character, where everything she does is just annoying. Like, does anybody else feel that way? Because me, every time I watch Sarah, I'm just like, shut up, like, honestly. And that's probably a very I don't know if that's either just my opinion or if there's a lot of people that feel the same way, but in my opinion, Sarah is absolutely a horrible character, and I think that they honestly should probably just X her out of the show completely. So if they can kill off Sarah, please do not tell me if they do, because I do not want any spoilers. But man, please, Telltale, please tell me you've killed her off by the time Season 4 rolls around. But for my sake, let's hope it's sooner, So yeah, that's just my opinion on Sarah and everything like that. Now, of course, of course, her father has to kind of smack her in the face in this one. He's kind of forced to, and I don't know, I didn't have a problem with that scene. Honestly, she was being really annoying. Now, the other thing is, as well, is Carver. So we kind of get to see, now there is this other dude, of course, the armless guy that the group knows, who gets killed by Carver or whatever, just because he's not he's not making Clementine do what she's supposed to be doing in the like picking vegetables and stuff like that. So basically, he pushes him off the ledge or whatever, and we see him, and I really, in terms of Carver's character, I wanted to see more of him as a villain, and I am actually a little disappointed that he, of course, got killed off at the end of this episode. But I love it at the same time because Kenny gets his revenge. So I like that, of course. So we have Clementine that finds the gun with the one bullet. She, of course, shoots him once, and then Kenny knocks him down, of course, and we get to see basically everybody leave. And you had the option whether or not Clementine could go with Kenny's girlfriend and just leave. Or you could stay and watch Carver die. And personally, for me, I needed to make sure because I didn't want this to be a Fear the Walking Dead situation with like Madison. I wanted to see the death of Carver to make sure that he is dead. So of course, Carver's killed by Kenny, and basically we have, in my opinion, probably the most exciting part of the episode. So they basically put on the Walker guts. You have this talk about this herd that's on their way throughout the entire episode. We have Bonnie that of course goes with them, who I guess is slowly redeeming herself for what she did in the last episode, but I still don't trust her completely. So yeah, anyway, they put on the Walker guts, of course, and kind of try to walk through the zombies, and this is actually my favorite part of the episode, believe it or not. I actually really love this scene, and did anybody else, when they were watching this episode, did anybody else think that Sarah was gonna screw it all up? Like, she was just gonna, they were gonna be roaming in the Walker herd, and she would just start a random conversation with Clementine. Who thought that Sarah was gonna screw that up? Because I did. I was like, okay, if Sarah is gonna walk through with Walker guts on her like everybody else, she's gonna screw it up. Now, of course, we get to see the death of Sarah's father, the doctor guy, who, unfortunately, I can still not remember his name, so you guys can let me know in the comment section what his name was, but he gets, of course, eaten. Sarah freaks out, of course, and we have, basically, the other girl who is Kenny's girlfriend, who, of course, gets bit on the arm, right? Or, like, on the hand, arm, or like somewhere around here. And, basically, Clementine cuts off her arm, and we have the ending of the episode where basically she has, just a little bit of her arm left, and the blood is just gushing out, she's bleeding out, and it's unclear, they leave it on a cliffhanger whether or not she survives or not. Now, I'm gonna bet, honestly, the amount of blood loss, I think she's dead. I think Kenny's girlfriend is dead, and man, Kenny has had some bad luck this episode. I mean, talk about, like, going from the Walker herd stuff to the losing the eye to the losing his girlfriend potentially now. Like, man, they really have put Kenny through a lot just ever since he's made his returns. So, I don't know. I'm gonna say she's dead, but maybe some people are, think differently on that. And of course, I don't want to hear too much about it because I don't want to know if she survives or if she doesn't. So keep that mystery for me. I'd like to know just by watching the episodes. But I'm gonna say she's dead because they leave it on a cliffhanger. But I think she will die because I don't see her in the promo for episode 4. But we'll have to see, I guess, or at least I'll have to see and see how it goes from here. So really exciting episode. I'd say my favorite part is probably the guts thing. I really did like the kind of trying to get away from Carver and the kind of just seeing his place. I think is really cool. Clementine gets a new jacket and just a bunch of stuff like that. So and I did like seeing Luke as well. Him kind of trying to help them as much as he can. I thought that was also another good thing about the episode. So I liked the episode. I thought it was really good. In Harm's Way, a very good episode. We have episodes 4 and 5. And then we're going to get into Season 3, which I know for a lot of people, apparently Season 3 is just a horrible season. So I'm a little curious, honestly, to see how that goes and how that season works out. But in terms of this episode, I loved it. I thought it was really good. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's a pretty much perfect episode. Sarah really could have had less screen time, and I would have been happier. But I really liked this episode, and I think they did some good things with it. So anyway, guys, write your comments in the comment section below. If you're new here, guys, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos. Follow Dance Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys, and of course I'll see you guys really soon for some more Walking Dead videos. Another one for the main series coming tomorrow, guys, so of course stay tuned for that. Some more videos on the plague, and a bunch of videos coming up this week. So anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and of course, peace out.